Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to The Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
It's The Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, and Rob Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
All right, what will not work in my workstation is having an 8-year-old's gaming center to the left of my workstation.
So you have a shared workspace?
This is such a cluster F in here.
You like that?
We do. We do.
Your work from home situation is a shared workspace.
It is.
It's horrible. And I'm going to add an element here that's even more horrible.
Yes.
So here was the instructions to my son last night.
Yes.
Michael, make sure when you're playing your regular game that you like instead of your flight simulator that I spent a gazillion dollars on.
I remember, yeah.
Please pick it up off the floor when you take the yoke and the throttle control because the dogs are peeing on it.
Oh, no.
I am not kidding you.
Three
wait,
people
hold on.
are
I'm not
sharing
done,
it.
Rob. Hold on. And then I walk in and he has placed this. On top of my computer. Flat on top. Just left it there.
He needs it.
Christ. And by the way, because of dog urine,
Yes.
as I set it up again last night, my little like controls for controlling my airplane don't
gooey.
seem to work.
This is why they don't let dogs in the cockpit.
This is after I asked him to straighten things up, and he tanked a monitor in here.
Oh, I remember
Right?
that, yeah.
Oh, by the way, all right, see if we can get this out of the way.
Yes, please.
I hesitate to do this. I'm probably not going to do it now that I'm talking
Just
about
say
it.
it.
Do it.
All right, so I bought the new monitor.
Yeah.
$299 monitor. Ridiculous.
Right.
Put the other one in the new box.
Yes.
And I think I'm going to have Mrs. O'Mara take it back to Costco.
Well, I think that's a fine idea. I recommended it
Think
last
that's all
week.
right?
Yeah,
Just
of course.
trashy.
No, if you get $300 back,
Why do you? Well, I know it's trashy's okay. I
Yeah,
just
but,
want to make sure
no.
it's $300.
Yeah, but that's like, I don't think, when I think that scam, I think Spiewak. I don't think O'Mara.
I think fluttering eyelashes and saying,
What do you mean?
she'll go in and
like
say,
Carla?
she'll say, I don't know, we just got it home and it didn't work.
They're such a behemoth.
Yes.
And I'm including all of their parts in the box, brand new,
Yeah.
except for the screen itself.
It's like
You're giving them
it's-
something back. They could use
What's
the
that?
parts.
it's like Kramer says. It says they build it into the expenses.
They do.
Of course they do.
I'm going to have her take it back.
Yeah. What's the worst thing that could possibly happen? You have to bail
She
her
could
out.
go to jail.
That's right. That's it.
I think that once she hears this caper, she's gonna say, no, I'm not gonna do that.
I don't know if
Say
it'll
you're
ever
fine.
happen.
I don't think it's a caper. I think what it is, it's a
Let's plug it in, Carla. And she's like, oh, weird, it doesn't work.
it's a procedure is all it is. Mike, 300 bones, man.
Is there a crack on it? What is there something that's like distinguishable? Oh, never mind. Do not do
They
that.
won't look at it if you have the box. You're going to get some disinterested
This
20-year-old.
This is the 16-year-old equivalent to a bank heist. They'll never catch us.
No, it's not. You're going to get you'll get a
This is
20-year-old.
why I bring it up.
Yeah.
You'll either get like a 19 or 20-year-old or a disinterested older
You're-
lady who keeps her hair younger.
Mike,
and
you're-
she'll say, all right, that's right.
Wait, you
we
don't-
can issue you credit, and you'll get the green receipt.
Okay, Rob has the criminal mind. He's trying to get over on the man and his friends and family at all times.
That's right. I
He-
hate everybody.
He literally gets birthday presents from his father in secret so his wife doesn't know he has money. Like, this is his life. You don't have to live this life.
Mike, it's a life I choose, and it's a life you could choose.
This is the beginning of a Florida man story.
Yes.
Like, this is how they all start.
Yeah, yeah.
No, this is
All right.
it's not like he's
International
going in.
podcaster, now doing 6 weeks in jail for
like
this
he's-
garbage.
It's not like he's going in without a shirt, Pony. You're way off base.
Well, the shirt comes off later.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
It's just I'm looking forward to a modified workspace, which will be coming up in the next maybe 3 to 4 weeks. I will be moving my location.
I love it.
So I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to require a little doing with the Comcast people.
Won't be
and all
shared
that.
anymore.
No.
Won't be shared. And
Dedicated
the door will be
workspace.
and the door will be shut.
Yes. Are you going
And
to
there
the
will
garage?
be and there will be no. I am going into another room in the home.
The same as before.
Same. The rent stays the same. No, we're gonna put a Murphy bed in there.
Ooh, I love
And
Murphy beds.
we're gonna
That's
have a workspace. It's gonna be
I'm gonna
it's gonna
go
be a
to sleep
workspace,
now.
and then when we have guests, we'll move things around a little bit.
That's beautiful.
I saw a post from Dennis Murphy.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Is it? Can
Guess
you
who's
confirm?
coming to visit?
Can you
Yes.
confirm?
He is coming down here. I will not be seeing Dennis.
Why not?
Unfortunately, I'm going to be out of town.
Oh, it's sad.
But he
But
is
Carla
having
will have men in the house.
he
so
will
she's safe.
he will be having a procedure, either a facial. Carla's giving Dennis a facial.
Really?
Yeah, let me call her up. I don't know where she is yet. Oh, she's working.
I saw
She's
this
working.
announcement.
I did not
and
see
I
this.
thought, I was like, there is no way that man is breaching the perimeter.
Is it
Yeah.
just a
And I
simple
like
He's
facial?
a paying,
I
he's
like
a paying
Dennis.
customer. He's a paying customer.
Sure.
She doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter. He is a paying
I'm
customer.
not saying she would discriminate. There's a difference between, saying, oh, that guy's a problem, and be like, oh, there must be some sort of surcharge here because I know what I'm getting into.
No, it'd be different if it was a manicure. That'd be half price.
He is coming
No,
down.
I was dancing
And-
around all of that.
Dennis is
You're
coming
lovely
down to have a
dancer.
treatment, a lovely, lovely treatment.
Yeah, it'll take years off his life.
I don't know what
His
the
appearance.
treatment is. I don't know when. Do you know when it's happening? I don't. Maybe it's happening today.
6 days.
How
6
much?
days.
6 days.
So it's next week.
Are you out of town next week?
Yeah, Monday you're out
Yeah,
of
I
town.
happen to be. I thought it was this week.
No, Monday. You're
I'm gonna
going
be
to
out of town.
Barbados, aren't you?
I'm going to be out of town.
That's
I
right.
can triple check here.
Please do. Just bring up Dennis's calendar.
And for everybody, please.
Hold on, Carla's calling.
Okay, a free
Carla's
plug.
calling.
A free plug.
Okay.
All right, hold on.
We should say,
Yes.
if you want to get close to Mike,
Yes.
get
Right.
close to Dermslin.
Hey, hold on. Let me turn you up. Hold
Hi,
on.
Carla. She can't hear
She
me.
can't hear you, Rob.
I know.
Hi, babe.
Hey,
Where's the? Is this the speaker on here? All right. Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. So, can you guys hear her?
The
Yes.
guys have a question.
The boys want to know
Yes.
when is Dennis coming in and what is he getting done?
Okay, so Dennis is coming in on Thursday at 9.
Oh, Thursday. Okay, Thursday.
Oh, okay.
And he is getting a pampering facial.
Wow.
Yes.
And he doesn't know it yet. He doesn't know it yet. But I'm going to charge him double.
No,
Yes.
you're not going to charge
Surcharge.
him double.
I think that's a
Surcharge.
good idea.
I think you're very sweet to do
Yeah.
this, and I think you're gonna he'll have a wonderful
He's got to pay
time.
the TMOS tax.
This Thursday or a week from
I'm
Thursday,
looking forward
Mike?
to it.
Is it this Thursday or a week from Thursday?
Yeah, it's 2 days from now.
Oh,
2 days. I was
2 days.
wrong. I was wrong.
Okay,
Uh,
2 days from now. God bless you.
Book
Can
Got
you
it.
ask her? Can you ask if she can
Yeah,
confirm?
I'll ask her what- hold
this
on,
is- This is the new tagline for Derm Glow Skin. If you want to get close to Mike, get a facial.
Right.
Oscar thinks you should have the new slug line. If you want to get close to Mike, get a facial.
You know what I think? I think that's a great idea. You know what else is a great idea? Wonder
What's
if
that?
he'll let me Facebook Live it.
Oh yes.
Oh, you should
Yes.
do that.
Yes.
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 Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
what I'm
Yes.
thinking.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe for not for the entire procedure.
No, for the entire
Maybe for
procedure.
about, no. How about Rob? Calm down. How about a minute and a half?
Okay.
All right. Well,
maybe.
you
We'll
make that
see.
call. I'm not involved.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, we're not going to lunch or anything like that afterwards.
No, I'm working all day.
Because no, you're not working all day because we're picking Michael up early from school.
Uh-oh.
I mean, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Okay. Love you.
All right, love
And
you.
Bye.
we're getting out of town.
You know, the Facebook Live will be good, but what would be most important to cover, Mike, is the waiting room experience.
Yeah.
The
We-
time
we
leading
are-
up.
Well,
would
there's
be-
no waiting room really. If the waiting room is right in front of where the ladies get their nails
Yeah.
done.
Make him wait there.
Carla basically rents a room.
Do you?
Well,
Yeah,
I don't
well,
want
No, I know how it works. But this is my mom's business growing up. I totally get it. Like you're renting a space within a space.
Okay.
And that's how you have your own little
Sublet.
business.
She's
Yeah.
down the hall
Yes.
in her own beautiful little room down there. Now I have to tell the truth, and we should have some sort of hypocrisy alarm on this show when I come across as a total hypocrite after my ranting and raving about the game of Major League Baseball.
Yes.
I secured tickets for $44 at for the Red Sox St. Patrick's Day game.
You're such a rube.
You really are.
I'm a hypocrite.
You
I'm
are
a total
my
hypocrite.
God.
You're going to wear
But
your
they're
green
coming
hat.
back, and I'm very.
Baseball bat.
I'm sorry. I'm happy about it. I'm happy they got their act together for spring training. I
thought
sorry.
we were going to teach him a lesson.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I don't have the discipline, just like I didn't have the discipline last time. I'm a rube.
This is the year.
I'm the great
World
unwashed.
Series.
I'll be sitting in traffic, getting into their big grass, muddy parking lot, and then
I
then
forgot about the
slogging
parking
in there.
lot. It's
Yeah.
grass, isn't it?
Remember that parking
Yeah,
lot the size
horrible.
of
Jet
like
Blue Park.
17 football fields?
Yeah.
It sucks ass.
Do you have your green Red Sox hat?
I do.
You should get a
I'll be
matching one
is
for
there-
little Michael.
Yeah.
There's no but. Well, I'm going to probably get him a hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should.
There's no better day. So the family, we're popping him out of school early
yeah.
to go to the opener of the spring training.
Now-
what are you shaking? What are you shaking your head?
Because as we speak, Dennis is buying a ticket
Yeah. He'll be there.
to Jet Blue Park.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know where I am.
He'll find you. He always
It's not
does.
that big a park. Just walk the concourse.
That's right.
Oh, God, yeah, it's not that big. It's not that big a park. I'm a total hypocrite. I love sports.
I know you do.
I love sports.
But you set yourself up for this by weeks ago saying you're done. And now
Yes.
you're not done. As
All
a
right,
matter of-
you know what? I'm back on my regular medications, and I'm
You know,
thinking more clearly.
These
and
meds
I'm
are
thinking
costing you
ahead.
more money year over year.
Yeah.
I'm happy
$88.
about
Two $44 tickets. That's
this.
almost
No,
9
three.
co-pays.
Three tickets.
Yeah,
We're
it's
going with
150
Carla.
just to get in the door.
Oh, my gosh.
Carla's coming. She's not working all day. But she's working in the morning.
$132. Plus a convenience
And
charge.
the money she loses for not working.
That's right.
Opportunity cost.
That's true.
Look, it's what we do. It's what we do down here. And speaking of sports, which my life is surrounded by sports.
And is that the name of this segment?
what we
Speaking
do.
of sports. Speaking of sports, I have to congratulate my son's Little League team, the Rays, for their 7-4 win last night.
What was the X factor, Mike? What was the X factor?
Thank you for the setup, Oscar. I truly appreciate that. The X factor, well, first of all, congratulations go out to one Michael O'Mara, bases loaded, 2-run RBI, which was
wow.
pretty spectacular. In the clutch,
Yeah.
we're right in the middle of that rally.
He
that
doesn't.
They did really
He
well.
doesn't know pressure. He doesn't feel stress.
He doesn't feel
Well, 'cause
pressure.
he grew
I don't
up-
think 8-year-olds feel pressure.
He grew up with pressure.
I
Pressure will be at the Sox game. I don't like this hat.
You think you can break me? I grew up in O'Mara.
The son's a winner, the dad's a winner.
That's right.
The dad wins golf tournaments, the son, wins baseball games. But here it is.
And the mom has a dazzling clientele.
I go from a horrible reaction to doing my job as a father and pulling my weight, my enormous weight. And so we're getting out of the car, going to the Little League game, and the manager, a nice man, says to me, can you help out again tonight? I said, and I really reacted.
Yeah.
Like a Napoleon sign.
Because I was really, sometimes it's just a pleasure to go put your little camp chair down and watch the game. And I know what my job is going to be. And I said, well, what kind of coach you do? Is it bench coach again? And he looks at me and he says, you can do whatever you want.
And you said, I'll play center field.
No, as I'm walking along, I said, that was not a good reaction. That was not a good little, eye roll, sigh reaction.
Right.
I said, I agreed to it, but I'm walking away. And then I said, you know what? You're going to do what you did last time. You're going to be the bench coach, but you are going to ask the coach. Well, I didn't plan on asking him until this happened. He gathers the little crumb crunchers around out in left field and has a little pep talk and says, listen, our behavior on the bench when I did not coach last time was terrible.
Abysmal.
And we're losing
Wow.
focus. We're not paying attention. And he says, can we improve on that? Well, I used that opportunity after his little speech. I said, all right, can I do some real discipline on the bench this time? He said, give them all you got. That's what he said. That's what the coach said to me.
Go get him,
And
Billy
so
Martin.
I was, you know what? I invoked Earl Weaver and Billy Martin, and let me tell you what they heard. And all the parents heard it too.
Yeah.
There were a lot of these moves, okay? Hey!
Yeah.
And
good.
and it worked.
Yeah.
And it worked. And their little bums were on the benches, and they sat down. I said, we're going to sit down. when we're not in the field and when we're not batting, we're going to sit on the bench. And all I had to do was continuously remind them, but it was much better. It was a much more organized deal, and 7-4 victory
Yes.
Beautiful.
with the Rays.
Focus.
Yes.
Focus.
Focus wins the game.
Equals victory.
Yep.
Yeah, it was there. There are, you notice when you're managing the bench for a little league team, there are the problem children.
Yeah.
There are the children that that more repetition is required. And if you were not in a public situation, a little more verbal force
Yes.
would be required.
The ones that are
where
problem
you really,
children.
really just say, "Hey, I told you to sit down and sit down now." You can't use that voice.
Now-
You just can't go that far.
The
you
ones,
really can't.
The ones that are problem children, are they better in the field?
No.
Oh, that's a shame.
Are you
because-
allowed
No,
to?
no. See, you in your mind create this scenario where the ones that are misbehaving would be the bullies, the stronger, bigger
Well, you
kids.
see,
No, that's not the case.
I was thinking more skilled, and also I'm not creating a scenario. I'm just trying to figure out any sort of commonality.
Lack of discipline at home.
Yeah, I would.
No,
think
to be
so.
perfectly honest with you, it would be the ones that skew younger are the ones that are more of a
okay.
problem.
Can you call
'Cause they
them?
just yeah.
Can you? I'm sorry. Thank you. Please continue. The ones that skew younger, but can you call them out on their BS individually, or does it have to be a group?
I can only call them out on their BS individually with a look.
Ah,
And
Okay.
one of the kids got the look. I said, "What are you doing?
got it.
What are you doing?" And the eyes met, and it was a little bit of a challenge. And there was one kid that was fighting me the whole time. He was fighting me, saying, "I'm bored. I don't want to. Can I stand up?" And I said, "If you're rooting for your team and you're paying attention to the game, yeah, get off the bench and
Yes.
stand over here." And then I looked down to the right, and one of the crumb crunchers is climbing the chain link fence inside the dugout, which they like to do, which is my number one no. I said, "Get off of there, sit down on the bench." I said, "I want butts on the bench right now. Put your butts on the bench." And you just had to stay. I was so exhausted.
I dare
by
say.
the time I got done, except they won the game, so that gave me a little.
Well, you're
energy.
also leading
Yeah.
with love.
Yeah, but
And you're used to leading with like, "Hey, F stick, get your ass together," right? But you can't even do that.
Well, I think that you certainly don't want to go over the line.
Yes,
Yeah,
You
but
know,
you
you don't
can't
wanna
offer
do
the
that.
exception. I think if you want to stand up, if you're don't let them stand. They can root and they can cheer and focus on the
you
game.
want to come out. It's great for you to come and tell me. I know what you would do over there. They'd be robbing Safeways if you were
Where
the bench
does
coach.
that come from?
Because
I tell you to
wouldn't-
return.
you would be passive. You would be passive.
You'd be surprised.
You don't like conflict. You would be. You have to have. It is that game was an hour and a half
Yes.
of pure conflict for me.
Yeah.
It was constant. It was not. And then I would get the. What's funny is when I knew I had them is when they started just randomly calling me coach.
Love it.
Oh, you love that.
Love
That's
it.
great.
I
though.
do love that,
it.
coach.
Love it.
And so, we had a wonderful evening of victory over the apparently I was told was the best team in the division.
Great.
Not anymore.
And Carla said they had like 6 coaches over there.
Yeah.
We had 4.
Yeah.
And it was spectacular. And what they want, you see, it's a textbook case right in front of you, is that these little men want structure.
Yes, yes.
course,
And
of
leadership.
They crave structure and a little leadership, and that's what it was. And one of the other dads came up to me and said, with a big grin on his face, "Ran a pretty tight ship on that bench tonight." And I was like, I felt all warm inside.
That's good.
I really did. It
Yeah.
was wonderful.
Because apparently
but I was
they're not
also,
getting structure at home.
Yeah, I was. Well, I don't even know that.
Well,
I
did
don't
you
know.
tell
I
them
think
you're
when they-
leaving the
yes.
league?
In what?
Remember you said you were going to leave the league?
Yeah.
Because you didn't lie.
You mean kick them out?
Yeah.
My son and me, we're gone if you don't get your act together. No,
That's right.
that they don't care about that.
We're
That
going
doesn't
over
work.
to play Highlight.
Yeah, it was. Look, the bottom line was we had a good time with it, and the only fear I had in the back was that maybe a parent might think that their parenting style and mine might be a little different. But I really was trying to be careful. The most I did was, "Hey." That was as loud as it
Well,
got.
then
And-
if you lay a groundwork, you see. But now I think you're probably going to start being the bench coach.
I might do that. If he wants me, I might do that.
Mm.
Well, you're the
I
X
think
factor.
But I love just being there, and I like controlling that element
Do you
of it.
think you'll be yelling at anyone at the Red Sox game? If like one of
Hey,
one of them starts climbing the fence?
No, but I'm hoping now that he's a little eager to take him to the game and show him the pros.
Yeah, exactly.
And hopefully he'll be into it. He's 8.
Yeah.
He might be into it. He might not be. I don't know. I mean, I get.
When
Dan
you were,
around,
I know
like,
it's a different world now with kids, but when you were 8, let's go back to 1967. Sergeant Pepper's is on the radio. Were you into baseball?
Yeah, I was a little eager. I
Okay.
played Little League, and I was terrible.
If your dad took you
In
to
Little
a,
League, I was terrible. They tried to make me a left-hander. And
you are a left-hander.
Well, I'm ambidextrous. I throw right. I pitch right. I did that. But I don't know. Maybe I could have been a left-handed batter or a switch hitter. I'm not sure. Hey,
Look out.
But I mean,
Hello.
I don't know.
If you
I
went
don't
to
know.
a ball game in the summer of 67, would you stay
Yeah.
focused for all the innings?
Probably not.
Okay.
I remember 13 being going to a Red Sox game was the best thing in my world.
1972.
Absolutely the best thing in my world. I remember 1967 on the bus listening to the Boston Red Sox play the St. Louis Cardinals for the World Series. And Paul Richards, who ended up being a monk,
I
Paul
know this
Richards,
guy, yeah.
Friar Paul, ended up, I think at that time he was a Cardinals fan, and he was rooting the Cardinals.
You
and I
beat
was
the
really
crap
bummed
out of him?
No, we were best friends. So I mean, it
Okay.
was like that's the way. And he had his birthday and my birthday were always close together. So he had a birthday party at his house, and it would always be. And then I would have my birthday party at the community pool. And it was
Right
great
in the
time
middle
year.
of
It
it's
was
good that it would fall in birthday season.
Oh,
for
my
summer.
birthday's June 22nd.
Yeah,
It was
summer.
always the end of the school year.
Right.
And we had these birthday parties leading down. It was the best month ever because school was ending. We had birthday parties, and it was special. Middle of the school year, one of the kids, I think Timmy Hale had a birthday party at his house, and he had one of those ye old colonial houses, right?
Sure.
That the parents decorated in that ye old colonial style,
like-
and they had a giant spinning wheel, and I smashed my thumb in it.
Yeah, that was such a thing then. Like they'd have like a big bronze eagle with a mirror in it.
They
yeah,
That's
very
what my
colonial.
parents have.
Yeah.
The colonial motif was there. Like you walked into the house and you thought fucking George Washington
Yeah.
was going to come into the house. You
I don't know
with
why
his
people want
powdered
that
wig.
so much.
Go
It makes-
over to the hat tree.
like
Well-
even DC.
In Oscar, in my hometown,
Well, you all
have-
were. It was Plymouth Rock. You're all pilgrims.
Well,
you
yeah,
had
three-corner
homes,
hats.
multiple homes.
Yeah.
Built in the 1700s
Yeah.
in my town.
Well, the colonial
16. We had houses built in the 1600s in my town.
and they still had 4 payments on them.
Yeah.
The colonials fashion was
Shut up.
still a big deal when I was delivering furniture, and it was heavy, lots of hardware,
Right.
really ornate, and it was
Yeah.
a pain in the ass to deliver, but it was
I-
still a big deal in the 70s and 80s. Yeah.
I have some ye old colonial chairs in Maine. I have.
Yeah.
I mean, they're cool. If I don't, maybe it's my mom has a Victorian room. There's another room that looks like you stepped off of the Bus and La Bus.
Yeah,
there's
but
there's so much going on.
But the spinning wheel, that's bad. That's dangerous.
Well, it had this big hammer that would
Sure,
come down.
yeah.
And I put
That's
my
cool.
thum right in it, and it hurt. Oh,
Of course.
Worst
Why'd you
thumb
put your
smash
thumb
ever.
in?
Because I wasn't paying attention when I was pedaling it. They let us play it. Maybe we weren't supposed to play on it. I don't think we. It was a big scene too, because it was like bleeding and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had
I think I pitched a fit.
my dad converted an old sewing machine table into a TV stand when I was little. That it would had a huge pedal on the bottom that would spin. A wheel.
Yeah,
And-
that's how it would work.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think I pitched a fit, but
Yeah,
it's okay
you
because
can break a finger
because
easy.
Mrs. Hale was the one of the parents that used to hand out popcorn balls at Halloween.
Karen Hale.
all dusty.
Do you want to give to UNICEF?
Yeah, well, that was a big thing.
That's it.
How do you remember the '60s stuff, like the '70s? We used to take
A cardboard box.
a little cardboard orange thing
Yeah.
for collecting money for UNICEF.
Yeah, and then you kept the money.
No, you did.
No, I
You
I
probably
never,
did.
No, I never did the UNICEF thing.
Did you? You never did
I
UNICEF?
knew of it, but I didn't do it. Yeah.
Yeah, we did it. I mean, it was great. But back to baseball,
Please.
Yes, I am a hypocrite. I am taking my son to the Red Sox game on Thursday, the St. Patrick's Day game.
Who is the opponent?
Very cool.
The Minnesota Twins, who also train in the great Mecca of Fort Myers.
Okay, do
Just
they-
down the road, they say.
Do they do anything for their St. Patrick's uniforms?
They wear green.
Oh, that's cool.
They wear green jerseys, and I think both teams may wear green jerseys. I know the Red Sox will.
Mm-hmm.
They have they always have a special hat for St. Patrick's Day because of the Irish American population up in the Boston area. It's very, very special.
St. Patrick's Day lands on a Saturday this year?
No. St. Patrick's Day
Today's the 15th.
It's Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah.
You taking off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm Irish. Well, I'm only partially Irish. I'll take a quarter day.
Then I'm going down to see my sister down south.
You know what would the old me? It's so effing crazy to think about pre-pandemic and like even thinking about it. It's weird
because St. Patrick's Day is the 2-year anniversary of our show's lockdown.
I don't like to celebrate it.
Well, no, you observe it. You observe it. The St.
By the
Patrick's
way, you
Day,
look good with that black shirt today.
Thank you. This is my favorite shirt that Oscar got me. The 17th is the 2-year anniversary of the last show we did from the Georgetown studio. That was
okay.
That was the last day.
Everybody had to go home.
Exactly.
Do you? Because I remember St. Patrick's Day downtown DC. I'm sure you're well aware.
Mm-hmm.
Many good, and I remember a few humdingers out in Manassas too.
Yes.
But the bars across the street should be jammed on the Thursday of St. Patrick's Day.
Of course.
They will be.
The whole weekend.
All but the Sign of the Whale.
Why not?
Because it burned down.
Oh, that's right.
Why not?
I forgot. I forgot about the unfortunate fire.
How quick they forget.
It was last week.
Yeah. We got things to do. Haven't they rebuilt yet?
It was, So you guys are like right in the belly of the beast.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
For St. Patrick's Day, you ought to have a big day.
That's why I asked him. Is he going to take off?
Yeah.
Right afterwards.
I mean, you finish your work duties and then stumble across the street.
Man on the street.
Yeah, go out there. I've got to find a green shirt. Oscar, you need to find me a green shirt.
You're not going to, are you?
No, of course not.
No, you're not social anymore.
No,
right?
No.
He doesn't like drunk
And it's-
driving anymore either.
No,
But I mean, I don't have any real desire to go, outside of going to the game.
Yeah, well,
that's going to be that's my
that'll
day.
be fun. But the bar scene is weird, and you were talking about not drinking.
It's
as much
amateur
anymore.
day.
Yeah, it really
And
is.
I say day because there's a lot of day drinking.
It's a
that
great
goes
day
on.
to get content, though.
It's a great day to get content, and it was a great day to do huge radio promotions when we were on the game.
Yes.
So the idea of going out there and putting yourself in there on purpose doesn't make any sense.
My
to me.
favorite radio promotion was with, of all people, Dos Equis. Might have been a Corona, one of the two.
Both great Irish beers.
And we got there, we're like, hey, there's no green beer. Like, what's going on here? Like, yeah, they double booked it. So you're going to do Corona and someone else is going to do something. I'm like,
So
what
typical.
is happening
Yeah,
here?
you're going to overlap for an
A full
hour.
day of a live broadcast from the Hard Rock Cafe downtown on F Street, and we're promoting Corona.
Mike, and also while we're
St.
talking,
It just doesn't make
St.
sense.
Patty's Day.
while we're talking green beer and St. Patrick's Day, please, as a bar owner, tell people if you order a green beer on St. Patrick's Day,
You're getting natural light.
You're a rube. It's the worst.
You're getting natural light, the most inexpensive draft beer
Yep.
one can buy. It's always the cheapest beer. Rob, do you have any sweet background music before we go to break here so I
Sure.
can tell my St. Patrick's Day bar owner story?
Yeah.
Because I had a particularly nice one.
Yep.
It was such a big deal at O'Mara's Pub back in the day that we had to bring in tents. Because you can say a lot of things about my joint. It was not small.
No.
It was big enough for everybody, but we needed even more room on St. Patrick's Day because it was so crowded. We would have people lined up outside the door on St. Patrick's Day. We opened at 6:30 in the morning.
I remember.
And I remember that the day was great. Everybody loved it. We were the place to be. There were a couple of years where there was absolutely no challenge for us as far as that. And I will tell you that it was so spectacular as the evening wore down and the beers flowed and more of the patrons got just a little bit imbibed that things got a couple of times out of control. At this point, we brought the police in because there were some patrons that were not cooperating.
But Mike, isn't it true that on March 17th, everyone is Irish?
Everyone is Irish, and I had probably 12 bouncers. I had crowd control. But sometimes even the most skilled crowd control gets a little out of hand with a particular patron.
Yes.
And my favorite, and I don't know what this says about me. Maybe it says it about my entire experience as a bar owner.
Yes.
but a wonderful, wonderful, sweet moment would be when between the entrance of my regular bar, the airlock, as we called it, and the tent area, there was a patron who was being escorted out by my guys, and then he was met by two of Manassas City's finest police officers at the front door, and he remained uncooperative. Uncooperative to the extent where they whipped out the taser.
Oh, that's nice.
And I remember being in back of my two security guys and in front of the cops, and in between was this guy who had, on the first tase, I think he didn't go down. On the second tase, he did. And he still began to struggle, and I think the total amount of tasings was 8.
Oh my
Wow.
Before he was brought completely under control.
And this is what we call the luck of the Irish.
And he was removed or dragged. Oh, such a great town, Manassas. It really, really
Well,
was.
Mike,
dragged out, and I had a smile on my
The first
face.
tase is just a tease.
That's right.
It's
a teaser.
Tase was a
Well,
tease.
because when you're drunk and you might
Yeah.
have some sort of chemical substance in you,
Mm-hmm.
and you're fighting the police, the bouncer line is already enough to time to go home, shut it down.
Sure.
Yes.
If that
yes.
gets past what seems to me, you had a Roadhouse style lineup of bouncers.
Yes, they all look like Patrick Swayze.
I had one guy. Do you remember my one guy that was like 500 pounds?
Yes.
Remember that one big guy that
His
I
name
had?
was Tiny.
Yeah. Tiny. Yeah. Wonderful
And then
guy.
you had another character named Dalton that kicked everyone's ass.
It was such a rare time to know Mike when he was on the afternoon radio, but also owning a bar, and he would storm into the office. And I believe it was St. Patrick's Day one day when you came in, and he was on like a Nokia phone because it was a long time ago. Yeah. And the first thing I heard him say is, "What do you mean we're out of goddamn ice?"
Yeah, because you're running two enterprises at the same time.
Exactly.
Sunny days. oh God. Yeah, that's how miserable I was. My only real joy of the day was watching this like. And I'm like, number 8, get him out of
We
here.
told him we call the cops. He didn't believe us.
He didn't believe us.
I had bands, Irish bands, regular bands, DJs, green beer, corned beef and cabbage, shepherd's pie.
Great
it
corned
was
beef.
the whole day.
Yeah.
The worst day was the first year I owned the bar. Was St. Patrick's Day was the Saturday, the same day they had the parade. And the parade ended, and I had 300 people walk into my bar at the same time.
Oh, God.
And that's when that was the first time, my first St. Patrick's Day owning a bar, and that's when the lady yelled at me.
Like the bar rescue.
Like, no, she wasn't
like
getting her food on time. She wasn't getting seated on time.
No,
She yelled
like
at
in
me,
the show Bar Rescue when you have 300 people outside and they rush the bar to test your bar.
Yes.
It was, whew,
Yeah.
it was scary.
Is
Yeah,
that
very
when you
scary.
yelled, Mike, you wanted a stainless steel bar?
No, I had to eat the, that's when you realize as an owner, you have to eat the sandwich.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, ma'am, we're doing the best we can. It's we had a lot of people come in at the same time. Yeah, well, you should do better. I'm like, okay. And I just wanted to say, oh, why don't you get your fat ass out of my bar?
That's an attitude mostly reserved for the day of the Jimmy Buffett concert.
We have problems with them, too. Sunnier days. Happy St. Patrick's Day week, everybody. We got to take a break. We'll come back with the deals, which is what we do. And then later on, want to talk to Oscar. He had a day yesterday.
Oh, wow.
It's not happy, joy, but we want to hear about it.
We'll make it funny.
We will do that. We'll make it fun.
Oh, sure.
You just made me laugh. We'll take a break. Come back with the news right after this.
Dan O'Brien. Portuguese parakeets pester the petulant pastor. Oh, sorry, I was doing my vocal warm-ups. This is Broadcast O'Brien, talking to you about the TMOS bonus show. When I'm not on the 6 o'clock news telling you about the latest trends in doggy treats, I'm listening to the best comedy money can buy. Each show is a few bucks, and you're guaranteed to laugh until your larynx hurts. So go and buy the TMOS bonus show today. Now back to our field reporter, Mike O'Mara, who's got a hot scoop on the trendy new outfits your dog will really want to rock this fall. Mike?
All right. That's a one and done. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. With how much we were sorry,
Mike,
got to tell the truth.
They burn fast and bright.
With how much we rely on our devices, it is easy to forget about the hardware that we're born with, like these, our ears.
Yeah.
these things under my headphones right here, okay? Remember that. Yes, all right, yeah. Just like fingerprints, no two are exactly alike, our ears. That's why your earbuds probably cause you some discomfort or even physical pain after a while. Ultimate Ears Fits True wireless custom-fit earbuds from Ultimate Ears are here to change all that. You get a guaranteed perfect fit in 60 seconds. They stay put and they feel great. Ultimate Ears Fits actually physically mold to your ear for a perfect fit. Just put them in, connect to the app, and watch the purple LEDs transform the earbuds to your own shape. You can play and pause music and answer calls with built-in controls and so much more. If you try Fits and don't love them as much as we do, no worries. Ultimate Ears offers a 30-day money-back guarantee, plus free shipping, free returns, and a 1-year warranty. Use promo code TMOS at ue.com/fits to get your own pair of UE Fits. That's ue.com/fits, promo code TMOS. And thank you to Ultimate Ears Fits. We love them, and you're going to love them too, people.
From the four corners of the World Wide Web and into your digital device, it's what you need to know. This is the homepage.
This is the homepage, and, well, he's in the news again 2 days in a row. Pete Davidson, this for a good reason. Pete Davidson is shooting for the stars. The SNL comedian will be among 6 astronauts embarking on Blue Origin's 20th mission to space next week. This guy has it all. The world is his oyster.
It's like that Chad sketch on Saturday Night Live. Cool.
They had to pull out one of the seats in the Blue Origin to make room for his donger.
Yes, that's it. That big Pete energy. This marks the 4th human flight for the new Shepard program, according to a source. As part of the mission, Davidson and his fellow passengers will each carry a postcard for Blue Origin's foundation, Club for the Future, and their Postcards to Space program, which gives students access to space on Blue Origin's rockets. The organization's mission is to inspire future generations to pursue STEM for the benefit of the Earth. That's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Kyle Mooney couldn't make it?
Unfortunately not.
Sorry
it's
to
going to be
that.
Pete. The NS-20 flight launches very soon, March 23rd at 8:30 in the morning, local time. Oh, my God. What day is that? What day is March 23rd? That's going to be like Tuesday or Wednesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Today's
man.
the 15th?
I got to take my kid to a launch. I really do. I want to eventually take him to a
The
launch.
23rd is a Wednesday.
A Wednesday.
Yeah.
8:30 in the they do them in the evening, too.
Tell Dennis Murphy you're going to be there.
That's right.
I don't know how long he's in the Sunshine
Maybe you
State.
could sit with Lorne.
Hello, Mike. Anyway, be exciting. Very, very
Like,
exciting.
but in fairness to Bezos and Pete Davidson,
And Dennis Murphy.
you're not paying Kim Kardashian to go to space. You're paying her
Right.
boyfriend. You're essentially sending her boyfriend up, and she's going to tweet about it and post on Instagram about it.
Well, I mean, he's the it guy,
Yeah.
too. I mean, I can understand that.
Strahan or him? Who do you think going to give you more like power and
Is
publicity?
he going to be on the same one? Is Strahan going to be on the same one?
It's the same Blue Origin.
He's already been.
Sent up Strahan. He's the next celebrity up on deck.
Oh, Pete Davidson, much bigger than Strahan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Even bigger than
Shatner.
Shatner, yeah.
This is going to be a big deal. You're going to hear a lot more about this rocket. Okay, so we're having the problems with American corporations and Russia. A Russian man was not loving it that McDonald's was about to shutter its stores. I don't know if the picture I saw was the same guy or whether they just used a picture of a fatty. But if it's the guy, it's hysterical because the guy's massive.
Was he your bouncer?
He could have been. They're about to shutter its stores in the country with the Ukrainian invasion. So this guy chained himself to one of its eateries in Moscow in a last-ditch attempt to keep it open. By the way, did you see that lady on the news last night that was showing the poster behind the Russian propaganda?
On the Russian news, yes.
Talking about courage.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, her life is instantaneously horrific now as they hauled her away.
She's arrested.
Yeah.
So imagine watching the nightly news.
Okay.
And it's state sponsored and it's fake news. And then one of the producers comes from behind on a poster board and tells the world this is all fake.
No war.
Wow.
Yeah, you didn't see that?
I did not see that, no.
It was amazing. And she's incredibly brave, and she's a very attractive young woman who...
I tried to find her on
do.
Facebook and say hello from America.
Hello from America.
Horrible.
It didn't work.
Really, really horrible. So this fat guy chains himself to one of the eateries in Moscow. The Golden Arches fan, I love it when they write it like local news. The Golden Arches fan, identified as Luka Savronov, was filmed staging his protest hours before the burger giant was set to temporarily close. I love that they say it, McDonald's, temporarily close.
Sure.
850 restaurants in Russia. Here's what he said. Closing down is an act of hostility against me and my fellow citizens. That's what he yelled. And the customers, while this was going on, flocked inside to grab their last Big Mac.
He also said, Mike, why is ice cream machine broken?
Broken again. I don't understand. Police eventually dragged Safronov away from the chaotic scene. They're dragging a lot of people away.
A lot of dragging,
Russia.
yeah.
A lot of dragging going on.
Also,
God.
the financial... Look, I get it. The human toll is paramount. But the financial toll... I read an article this morning that said if they nationalize everything in Russia, Mercedes stands to lose like $2.2 billion.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
so
insane.
Because
one guy, by the way. One guy doing this whole thing. One guy. Who knows when it will end. And it's very, very conflicted, some of the stuff you're hearing about this country and the end game as far as Russia is concerned. I heard this morning that they will shell, and then they'll withdraw. It's just weird.
Well,
it
China
really
came out and essentially said this morning that they're not a crisis nation and they're going to do what's most important for them. As you said
so
yesterday,
in other words,
Mike,
they're pragmatists.
Yeah, you called it.
Thank God. They're bad guys, but they're realistic bad guys.
You called it.
Yep. Well, that's great. Good for China.
Yeah.
And now a story that doesn't matter. Gisele Bündchen is ready to cheer on Tom Brady during his surprise upcoming 23rd season in the NFL.
Huge. This is
The
huge.
41-year-old model is supportive of her husband's return to the NFL less than 2 months after announcing his retirement from professional football. That's according to People magazine. Bündchen previously hoped for his retirement. The source says that Brady's return was ultimately a family decision. I don't buy any of that at all. I buy the fact that spoiled Tom Brady wants the glory to continue.
Yeah, of course.
Doesn't want to leave the stage. I understand how that works. So Giselle's been, here's the quote. Gisele has been vocal about wanting him to retire for years, but she's also his biggest cheerleader. This is written by a PR firm.
Not only is this written by a PR firm, it was written 4 weeks ago.
He would never do it if she weren't on board, the insider says. Everything they do, they decide as a family.
Of course.
Well,
God.
push
The
came to
Brady
shove
machine.
because Deshaun Watson was cleared by a grand jury in Houston. And then Tampa became the first up to bat that said, I guess the most relevant, take me to a championship with a new quarterback. So as soon as they got interested over the weekend, then you hear the announcement from Brady.
Well,
Like, hey, I'm coming back. No, don't get, no, don't, no, I'm coming back.
Me.
Well, you know what? You want to know somebody who's not me, who's in the public eye? I love this lady. Dolly Parton is opting out of a possible induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The country music legend announced that although she was appreciative of her nomination for the Class of 22 induction, 2022, she will be removing herself from the ballot to ensure that votes for other acts are not split. Here's her quote. I love
She's
this
great.
woman.
This is so
She's just
great.
selfless, and she doesn't. I don't think she does. I think she does this because she really wants to. I really do. Dolly here. Even though I am extremely flattered and grateful to be nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I don't feel that I have earned that right. She said in a statement on Monday, I really do not want votes to be split because of me, so I must respectfully bow out. She doesn't think she should be in because she's a country artist, never made a rock and roll record.
So great.
Way to go, Dolly. That's the way. That's what it's all about. Way to go, Dolly Parton. Love you. Had the honor of meeting and interviewing Dolly Parton. She's tiny, by the way. She's super tiny. Just a little thing. A little bit of a thing. There you go. And now a little something. A self-proclaimed homeless male model was arrested for being the master of his own domain in front of people in a Starbucks in Miami Beach on Friday.
It is spring break.
Blake Rain. He is a 27-year-old.
What's his name?
Blake Rain.
Great name.
He was allegedly seen by several witnesses pleasuring himself at the Starbucks on Collins Avenue and 29th Street in the morning, 9:30 a.m. Rain was wearing a white shirt, underpants, and...
Come back, Mike. We need you.
Rain was wearing a white shirt, underpants, and white socks, clearly unbothered, as he did the gross deed in front of an American flag in the coffee shop while looking around directly in the eye at patrons. That's a little scary.
That's weird.
I'd be freaked out. Let's see. He did it for about 10 minutes before officers finally arrived. At that point, he took off running. He allegedly refused to comply with cops' orders, and they shot him with a dart-firing stun gun. That's when he got to doing it again.
Wow.
Even after he'd been tased, this time pulling the darts out of his body and running off again. I think they got him eventually, but it doesn't say here. The Starbucks will be discontinuing their latte service for 2 weeks. I'm sorry.
Excuse me.
I'm terribly sorry.
He ordered an extra whip, didn't he?
Did you have to do that? You couldn't help yourself because you're perv that way. That is just, it was bad enough.
Personally, Mike.
No, you love that. That's your, when it comes to that, you couldn't help yourself.
Anything
whenever do you
love.
whenever do you one up my kicker?
Mike, I don't think
You
what
wrote
he,
another joke because you couldn't control yourself.
I don't think what
You're
the guy
just
did
as
was
bad
that
as
wrong.
that guy in the Starbucks.
What he did wasn't so wrong.
Okay, we're going to take a break. Couldn't help yourself. We'll be right back, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.
Are you a 40-something-year-old chick going through a midlife crisis?
Oh, dear.
Looking to get some validation for keeping it tight all these years? Would you like to be TikTok famous? Let's get you a starter pack. You know the drill. MichaelMarashow.com. Shopping. Walmart. Let's get started with some ripped denim shorts and a new bikini top. Self-tanner, volumizing conditioner, fake tattoos, and most importantly, a selfie light ring. Throw in a tube of Ben Gay for after you shake your ass on camera. You're not in your 20s anymore, sweetheart. Pretty soon, you're going to have thousands of creeps just like Oscar Santana following you. And you did it all thanks to the Walmart tip and the TMY shopping center. And now, back to the guy who's never been on TikTok, Mike O'Mara.
Well, sort of.
Oh, he's now
maybe.
by proxy.
Now I am. Yeah, I mean, we're on
He
TikTok.
lurks.
Yeah, he lurks. He's a
TikTok.
lurker.
Hey, why do flowers bloom? How do caterpillars turn into butterflies? And why is it warmer now? Spring brings along plenty of questions and so many opportunities to learn. It's the perfect time for discoveries. KiwiCo delivers monthly science and art projects for kids of all ages. And with KiwiCo, kids will explore on different STEAM topics each month, ranging from rainbows to rocket ships and everything in between. Michael loves his crates from KiwiCo, and I love watching him stay busy and challenged while having a blast with super cool, hands-on science, art, and geography projects that are delivered every month. Sometimes he even lets me help when he's not saying, Dad!
Don't break it.
I love it, too. I love
Don't kick,
KiwiCo.
Dad. Don't kick.
As a parent, it can be hard to find creative ways to keep your children busy and challenged. KiwiCo to the rescue. Plus, you can pause or cancel anytime. KiwiCo is truly great. Step into spring and celebrate the season of discovery with a KiwiCo subscription. Get 30% off your first month plus free shipping on any crate line with code TMOS at KiwiCo.com. That's 30% off your first month at KiwiCo.com. Promo code TMOS. Earlier this week, Oscar was kind of talking about his mom and dad and you know, in dealing with the reality that we all face at some point, most of us, that our parents are getting older.
Yeah,
and it's a you know, it's a different time, and I've lived it. I've been through it already because I'm getting older now, and I even spoke to Carla and my son about the fact that we're going to have to kind of prepare for it because I'm not, the actuality of being an older father is, if you really pause, is kind of sad. But as far as Oscar is
unhealthy
concerned,
addictions,
Yes.
in Mike's side.
Yeah,
Probability
right.
goes.
And also
Didn't really
the
wanna put
mental
it that way.
unpredictability.
Yeah.
I hate baseball. We're going to the game.
Yes.
As I said,
it's
the
thank you.
medications.
it must
Okay.
be.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Didn't want it at all to be about me this particular time. Your dad
Yes.
had a bit of a fall yesterday.
Oh my God, you
Oscar,
guys.
I'm so sorry.
That
Well,
sucks.
you should watch where he's walking. No.
Put one foot forward. Come on.
My father, I mentioned to Mike, we have, contrary to popular belief, we do talk about the show before we do the shows. So one of the topics was about seeing my parents' age. And
That was yesterday, yeah.
And that was yesterday prior to, spoiler, ending up in the hospital all day yesterday.
Oh.
But on Sunday, my dad asked me to go for a drive with him, and I go for a drive. And he's having a similar conversation, Mike. We didn't even talk about this because we didn't get a chance to, about the future. And how he's traveling back to Latin America, and he's 82, and it's eerie. And that he wanted me, like, he knows I'm the closest to my mom, and he wanted me to, after we had done all the paperwork and everything signed, we have a living trust in place. He said he wanted me to think about a couple of different charities for him, for the family, that wasn't in the paperwork that I should think about, right?
Am I out of line asking how old your mom is?
It's fine. My mom's, I think she's 54. I'm just kidding.
God.
He sold it, though. She's 72.
No, she's 72.
Okay, so there is an age difference, but not a severe one.
Yes.
Okay.
How about that? How about me with that poll?
Nice
Wow.
poll. Yes.
Excellent.
Pretty good.
So it was funny, and I looked at Dad, and I said,
So he's thinking about moving on.
He's like,
is that what he's thinking about?
But he's not really like that. He's not thoughtful in that manner.
Mm-hmm.
He started bringing. I said, Dad, I was like, just let me know what you want, and I'll take care of it. And
It's responsible to put the legal stuff in place.
That's all
It's
taken care of.
responsible
Yes.
to put all of it in place.
Yes.
And I am the beneficiary of a woman, my mom, God rest her soul. This is the week of her passing.
Yeah.
And put every single detail into place for her passing long before she got sick. And it was we were all grateful for it.
Similar.
But what I'm saying is with his dad is that all the legal stuff, all the minutiae is in place, but now he's almost moved on to a philosophical aspect of it.
Yes. So
that's got to be a little weird.
The aftercare we have where he wants to be cremated and his ash, like we have all that detail in place on paper, signed, notarized, done.
You mean elder care, right?
Everything. Yes.
Not aftercare. He's not going to like a kids center.
Oh, I don't know what they call it, Mike.
Well, aftercare is what that you do with school kids that have a school day and their parents work later.
Oscar, I do not want to play Connect
As long as
4.
they let him dig, that's all I care about. That's it.
I do not want to be put on the lead.
Yes.
To run and dig and do all those things.
This juice box, it is warm.
And I tell my dad, I said, Dad, I'll take care of things. He was mentioning his sister, on how his sister has certain needs in
Is
Latin
she
America.
still in the old country?
Yes. And I said, Dad, we'll take care of it. And I wasn't dismissing him. I just said, please, just give me some detail.
So, like when he's gone, he wants to make sure that his loved ones are taken care of.
Outside of what's in the will, right?
Right.
That he had thought about. He doesn't want to go through that legal process. Just small things. Nothing crazy, nothing backbreaking. And because even in the paperwork we have, he gave us what newspapers he wants his obituary run in Latin America. Like that's how detailed he is.
That's so responsible for him. And it is selfless for him.
Yes.
It is an area of selflessness which you should appreciate.
I do. So much more so yesterday.
So Hollywood reporter, Variety.
Yes. I get a call after the show, and I'm in a studio. I'm in actually this studio. I'm just finicking with some of the lights.
Right.
Because we're putting new lights up in here. And they just came in because everything's back ordered. And they say, my mom calls and says, hey, I don't want to scare you, but I'm at Montgomery General. We were at the hardware store, and your father took a fall and fell on his face.
Oh,
and I was like, oh, my God. And then I say, okay, well, I'm on my way. So I jump in the car. I don't need to know anything else, right? I'm not a minutia guy. Like, let me get going.
Yeah,
right?
you go.
So I call Charlie. Yeah, he's good. Like he's going to take care of everything. Shannon's got everything, and I just leave. I don't talk to anybody else.
I'll take care of everything.
Oh, I'm Charlie Burney. I'm sorry.
He called Charlie Burney.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Charlie Stewang Stabalak.
All right.
It was amazing that Charlie Stewang Stabalak owned the hardware store.
He tripped my father.
This is the worst step in the store.
Charlie, is it okay if I leave these boxes in the aisle?
So, race to the hospital. Yes. My brother is in Florida on vacation. My sister's in Los Angeles. I called them both. They said, look, I'm just focusing on driving and get there. I don't want to think about the details. You guys are doctors. This is where you come in. Call mom.
Right.
Because my mom, this is the great part. My mom has so much respect for my brother and sister, even though my brother's on vacation, that she won't call them to bother them with a medical emergency.
She'll call you, baby.
In a second, Mike.
You're the man.
Calls him in a New York minute.
Yep.
Sorry, Race. And then he goes, thank you for calling. I'll call. So I arrive, and it's one person. You only get to go one to one.
Right.
And my mom doesn't get this. My mom
At the hospital.
At the hospital. I get to the hospital.
I went through that with my mom. Yeah.
1-to-1. And instead of going home, I said, or wait in the parking lot, I said, Mom, you go home.
He just gave you a dig, Rob.
I don't even feel him anymore.
I know. You don't even hear him. Yeah, I do.
I said,
when
Mom,
you went home, when Sharon was in the hospital?
Yeah.
And you went to bed?
Exactly. I did that. And then spent the entire weekend with her and went to our house every day afterwards.
I know you did.
You're
a good son. Yeah. Don't let anybody tell you you're not.
Yeah, I'm an only child, as you know, and I come from a broken home. So I don't come from a f***ed up family where they don't call the kids. They call me.
What? I said, Mom, you go home. I'm going to take care of Dad.
Be like Rob, go home.
You rest up. You're 72, and you're like clearly been through a traumatic experience.
Is she upset?
She's upset, but she can't. Like, I got to be my father's advocate.
Sure.
I know what goes down here. Let me figure out. Let me help out as much as I can.
All right, we're going to stop it here.
Yes.
Let's take a break, and when we come back, I want to hear the.
I got to go home if that's okay.
Rob's going to go home, take a nap.
Yeah,
but he'll leave his phone by his bed.
That's right. It'll be silenced, but I'll have it.
We'll take a break
anytime after 8 a.m.
Just remember, elder care, not aftercare.
That's right.
Thank you.
We'll be right back, everybody.
Hello, this is Bob Barker. I used to host The Price is Right, and now I'm retired. And I also lost my wife, Dorothy Jo, years ago. So when there's shopping to do, Dorothy Jo can't go to the grocery store. So what do? I use the Mike O'Mara Show Shopping Center. And I get all the goods and services that I require, especially my pharmaceutical items. I get everything I need from that shopping center. That's how much it means to me. So please think of Dorothy Jo and use the TMOS Shopping Center. And what do we have for William?
Thanks, Bob. Interesting how
Dorothy
sometimes it's really weird how the promos match
I know,
the
and
show.
they're selected months in advance.
There's a reason why Noom works well. Other diets fail you. Noom uses psychology. It's a psychology-based program to give you the practical knowledge and the skills that you need to build smarter, long-term habits and behaviors. The approach is based on scientifically proven principles like cognitive behavioral therapy, CBD, which helps people better understand why they eat the way they do. If you understand that, you can do better. Noom doesn't believe in telling you what you can or can't eat. Instead, Noom gives you the knowledge that you need to make informed choices that fit your lifestyle and also help you reach your goals. An off day is okay. Noom will course correct you if you're the boss. It's going to work that way. 5, 10, or 15 minutes a day. How much time you want to spend on the app is up to you. Here's a fact. More than 75% of users complete the program. More than 60% of users lose 5% or more body weight by 16 weeks. And more than 60% of users keep the weight off for a year or more. Oscar loves Noom. Carla loves Noom. Sign up for your trial and get psychology-based support and motivation to reach your goals at noom.com/TMOS. That's noom.com/TMOS to sign up for your trial today. We're talking with Oscar about a pretty rough day where your dad falls, takes a bad fall in a hardware store. We took it right up to the fact that you've arrived at the hospital.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. I send my mom home because, again, the one-to-one policy. Not the one child policy in China, but the one visitor policy in the hospital.
Are you texting with her? Did you call her? How did you communicate with her that it was time for her to go? Did you bring her down the lobby?
I said meet me in the lobby.
Okay.
Because my father was already pulled. That's how bad it was. They only pull people to the back for a CT scan when they're really messed up, right? So
Well,
right away,
it's a standard. If he's had a head injury,
Yes.
it's better
He's
safe
older,
than sorry.
right, yeah.
But with an older, you got a chance of a bleed. You want to make sure.
Still like
everything's
getting a fast pass at Disney,
Yes,
though. They
correct.
take you right to the front of the line.
so I let her know that let me just go rest for a couple hours. I'll take care of Dad and see where we are, and I'll call you. So I send her home, get back to the back, see my father. When the first time you see your parents injured, especially your dad, when you have a
it's a
strong, you're like, whoa.
Tough.
right.
And I mentally prepared myself. I said, this is going to be bad. Don't freak out. Don't show them you're scared. Like, take control. Like, just like this mantra of like, don't F this up, right?
Right.
And I walk in and it took everything inside of me to fake. Like, everything's okay. You look fine. He's like, how do I look? I'm like, you
Because
look
he
fine.
face planted. Was he
yes.
banged up?
Oh, yes. Multiple fractures in his nose.
Oh,
multiple
no.
lesions. Like, it is
Oh
not
my
good.
God.
That's bad.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, you're fine. He goes, is my nose crooked? And I'm like, and meanwhile, it looks like the letter Z, like my last name. But I was like, no, it's fine. No big deal.
So he really went face first.
Yes, because he was.
Oh,
This
poor
is.
guy.
He was stepping down, leaving like a small boutique, not a big Home Depot, but like a local Ace, right?
Sure.
So they had a step down, and he missed the step and went straight into the concrete. So he's going down, right? Ugh.
You hurt his legs at all?
No, he hurt his shoulder, and I won't know. We're going to an ear, nose, and throat on Friday, so we'll know more about the details.
Right.
there, right?
Oh, I'm so sorry,
Yeah.
man. That's
So-
That was really tough.
But at this point, it's like just help the man get through these paces without like freaking him out,
Right.
or showing him like you're scared. And I don't know if this is weak of me, but I feel like a little kid around my dad.
You always
Right.
do.
Yeah, and he's also a physician.
Mm-hmm.
So he's asking me questions, should have gone to med school, about his like prognosis. And I'm like, Dad, if you want to make a podcast, I can tell you like these benchmark segments, I was like, we got to.
Right. But he's stable and he's
stable.
okay
Yes,
and
yes,
he's
yes,
talking
yes.
and the nose is messed up though.
Yeah, and
Did
the
he
little
try to
face.
fix it with an eggshell?
No, he didn't.
Okay, just checking.
And what is interesting, both options here. The doctor's like, do you want some pain medicine? Like multiple times, and he says, no, I don't take pain medicine. And this is like this, like, third world country, Eastern Bloc, like man's man, like I don't need, just get me. I'd like to see a doctor and not a PA. Out of full due respect, I got to figure out what's going on. How long is a CT scan? Because he knows too much.
Yeah, he knows the
He wants to
procedures,
know
yeah.
what's coming down the pipe. You have to be your own advocate. I asked for water a couple of times because my dad, he has blood that is choking him. He's bleeding so much. And, these ERs, they're not.
So he's like bleeding in his mouth.
Yes,
Oh.
they're not equipped. So at that
Man,
point,
that's scary.
it's scary. It's and they don't have enough nurses at this particular hospital. So at that point, you go into tiger mode where you're like, I got to take care of my dad.
Right.
So I stop being polite after asking 2 times for water, and then I start being the guy that they want to get out of the hospital as soon as possible because I'm a nudge.
Right.
Like, I'm just going to advocate.
Don't blame me.
So just you have to fight for these wonderful people in hospitals. They're so you thought they were overwhelmed before the pandemic.
You do have to take into consideration, and I think I said this to you, Rob, when we were talking. You got to realize what they have dealt with.
Yes,
they're
it's
coming
so
out
true.
of 2 years of pure,
absolutely
pure
true.
hell
Yes.
in ERs.
Yes.
But I
that's
also
where everybody went.
I don't blame Oscar because I've been in the same mode before. If
Yeah,
you see-
it's a parent. You're taking care of your parent.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I have the good fortune of having an involved, even from afar, brother and sister. So they call the hospital. They start getting information. Make a long short of it. After multiple scans, I was able to take in time at the hospital, take my father home yesterday evening.
Oh, so he did get home.
Yes.
Good.
And he, we're gonna TBD. But like you, it's like this. You don't know if there's a concussion protocol. The way he fell, like, so I'm walking into his bedroom in the middle of the night just to make sure that he's breathing, and like, it's just this whole thing, right?
Yeah.
That
And he's doing okay now.
He's doing okay. I know he was doing great this morning when he says, and this is for every married man in America and around the world listens to us. He said, you know whose fault this was this morning? It was your mother's.
Why? Why did he say that? Why?
He said, the whole time going to Ace Hardware to get, because they were remodeling their house to get this paint, she was yelling at me about directions, so I wasn't in my mindset and I wasn't paying attention. It's her fault.
Wow. No filter.
Yeah.
It's her fault all the way.
And then my mom's laying right next to him, hearing this whole conversation. It's not like he's saying this like he wanted her to hear. And she goes, And I said, Mom, it's not.
Did she say it in Spanish?
She said it. She goes, es su culpa, which means it's his fault, right? So they're bickering.
Culpa, fault.
And then I said, Mom, if Dad goes, how are you going to live alone? Mind you, she's been living alone for half a year for the last 10 years.
But only half.
And then she goes, my dad said, that's what she wants. It's her fault. She wants me to go to live alone. So she wouldn't live alone with all of this for her.
Oh, she wants it all for herself. She's trying to kill him now.
Yeah. Exactly.
He goes from just saying it was her fault because she got me out of my mindset to she wants me dead.
And then I laughed. We all laughed. And then I looked at my dad and I gave him what we say, ojo. Ojo means like, I got my eye on you, right? So I said, Dad, ojo. And then I put my two fingers to my eyes, like I see what you're saying, and I said, "Be careful with Mom." And then I left, and they all started laughing, like I was saying my mom's trying to trip him and kill him every day.
Then that's all right.
Yeah, they're laughing. If they're fighting, they're okay.
When you had that conversation, were you laying in bed with them like during the Super Bowl?
Right in the middle.
Okay, I thought so.
Sitting right in between, but a nose break is a big deal.
It is.
You know,
It's scary, and then we're figuring out if there's like my sisters give me too much information about the arteries of the brain and how they could be cracked and all this other, and I'm like, oh, jeez,
Tatiana, that's not the way to help.
Yeah,
to help your little brother.
You tell Tatiana, ajo.
Ojo.
All right, let me, as far as physicians go,
yes,
having two physicians, three, your father,
yes,
your brother, and your sister, who do you communicate more effectively with? Now, I know you have your issues with your big sister.
Yes.
I know that happened.
Yeah.
But as far as when you're consulting them, who do you like to talk to medically more? Your sister or
my
your brother,
brother's
Jose?
all business. He's all business. Probably because he's an anesthesiologist. I don't know. He just like gets to the point and then pop, pop. My sister is an empath, as we've discussed. So there's a lot of emotion.
You've already answered the question.
Yes.
I understand, yeah.
I like the business end of just tell me what to do or tell me how to do it. But my sister, with her empath ways, they didn't want to give me a copy of the scans on premise, even though I asked multiple times. They said, you have to call back or go through the portal, the goddamn portal.
I hate the portal.
To get these scans so you can come back and pick them up. And my sister sweet talked her way into them giving me the CD that day there.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Impressive.
If you just sick her on somebody else,
yes.
as long as their two little 50 caliber machine guns aren't pointed at your chest, you're A-okay.
Yes.
You are aces. So
but it
I
is
hope your
scary,
dad does better.
and it's hard to see your parents get older.
It is.
Yeah,
it just is.
I've been there. It's not fun, and it's the reality we all live in. And I mean, it's the weirdest thing when this was all going on. I took Carla aside and I was talking to her about, I watched this movie that for some reason makes me very emotional. Well, there's an obvious reason. The Road to Perdition is my favorite. They're running Tom Hanks movies all the time. And The Road to Perdition just makes me, I know you hate him. We'll get to that tomorrow. I promise we will have your hate Tom Hanks speech tomorrow.
Good.
But I think about the future and, what's coming after me being an older father. You think about that. And I'm going to do what my mom did. I'm going to prepare, and have everything laid out so it'll be an easy transition. My wife, God bless her, has already taken care of the self-sufficiency end of things with her wonderful business that's come out of nowhere for our family. We're very happy about that.
Yeah,
she created it from whole cloth.
Yeah,
she did it. She did it. And so I don't have to worry about that. But all the other stuff, it sucks. And
until the doctor comes to you and says, you realize the trace amounts of arsenic was the only thing keeping him alive.
Right. I watched a lot of that crap last night. I watched the roommate from hell or whatever, the bad roommate, that old lady that buried like 8 bodies in the backyard. That looked like a sweet old lady. Yeah. I don't think about that. I think I'm okay. I I think I'm okay.
Mike, come back.
I'm gonna be all right.
The light. Don't go into the
all right.
light, Carol Ann.
Hell, we got to take a break. We'll come back with Soundtown right here on the Mike O'Mara Show. And to Oscar's dad, speedy recovery.
Yes.
And Yoli, be nice to him. Be extra nice to him, okay?
Yeah.
Ochos or whatever. Ojos. It's the arts of it. We'll be right back, everybody, with Soundtown.
Hello, parishioners. It's me, Uncle Baby Billy Freeman. I want to thank all of you that have supported me by purchasing my Baby Billy's Health Elixir. Blessings to all of you. But I've recently discovered something that's even more potent, and it's my God-given duty to tell you about it. It's the Mike O'Mara Show on TikTok. Beautiful, funny, spiritually uplifting, bite-sized clips of your favorite podcast. Perfect for yourself and for sharing with the congregation of your life. It's based on ancient scriptures and heals colds, flus, straps, even COVIDs. Just search TikTok for Mike O'Mara Show and follow us. Heal the spirit to heal the body. Mike O'Mara Show on TikTok. It's your salvation. Or my name isn't Walton Goggins. Baby Billy Freeman. Amen.
Thanks, Walton.
I got to show my kids the TikTok channel over the weekend, and Robert
really?
said, quote, "Dad, that's fire."
Oh, that's a good one, right?
Yeah, it's
Hey.
very high praise.
Oh, man, Robert III with the jargon. I love that. That is fire. That's the bomb.
It is very nifty.
It's super cool. That's groovy. There's nothing like gathering around a warm fire on a cool evening, and a smokeless fire pit from Solo Stove makes your outdoor moments even more memorable. Spend some time with family and friends and build lasting memories around a Solo Stove fire pit. It's the best. Instead of having to constantly dodge campfire fumes, you can sit back, relax, and actually enjoy the fire. And right now, you can get a great deal on a Solo Stove fire pit. They are brilliantly engineered, made with premium grade 304 stainless steel, and a 360-degree airflow system that maximizes efficiency while minimizing smoke. It's so easy to light with just a few bits of starter. Your fire is blazing in minutes. It's perfectly portable. Take Solo Stove with you on camping trips and more. We all have them. We all love them. Solo Stove is the best. Shop now and get up to 30% off fire pits all month long, and use promo code TMOS at checkout to get an extra $20 off, plus a lifetime warranty and free 30-day returns. Go to solostove.com, and remember, you get $20 off while you use promo code TMOS.
What a sound. Did you hear that? Make some noise.
Soundtown.
Mike, it is March 15th.
Beware the Ides of March.
Oscar, do you know what that expression comes from?
No.
Beware the Ides of March. Ides means the middle of March, March 15th. That's the day, apparently, that they stabbed Julius Caesar. And that's in the first act of the Shakespeare play.
Beware the Ides of March.
And they say bad things happen on the Ides of March. Anyway, so
I didn't know that.
And also it's the band that did a hit song in the 1960s.
Isn't there a movie with George Clooney, Ides of March?
Maybe.
Right?
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
Do you know a
moving
Clooney
on.
movie named Ides of March?
No.
All right. Here's one thing that's important. We have got to get our brackets done because right now there's 68 teams in it.
Bobcats, Badgers, Boilermakers, Bruins, and Blazers, Blue Devils, Crimson Tide, Scarlet Knights, Red Raiders, Catamounts, Cougars, Wolverines, and Panthers, Aztecs, Trojans, Tar Heels, Pirates, and Ramblers, Dons, Friars, Gales, Titans, Islanders, Razorbacks, Racers, Rams, Zips, Lancers, Tigers, and some Bears with the Spartans twice. We're only halfway there. Hurricanes, Huskies, Hokies, Hawkeyes, Hoosiers, and Horned Frogs. 4 Wildcats, 2 Raiders, and 3 Bulldogs. Fighting Illini, fighting Irish and Cyclones. Jackrabbits, Longhorns, Aggies, Cowboys, and Broncos. Golden Eagles, Gamecocks, Peacocks, Mocs, Blue Jays, Blue Hens, and Jayhawks. Buckeyes, Spiders, Volunteers, we're all finished. Write them down, fill out the brackets. It's March Madness.
I love that every year. Same guy doing it.
Yeah,
I
I
love
do.
It.
His name is Spence.
It's not Bob Rivers?
It's not Bob Rivers, no.
All right, just
The
checking.
12 Pains of Christmas. The man who is excited, though, is the man who found out that Tom Brady is returning to the NFL.
Yes.
This is viral yesterday. A girl taped her dad reading the report on his phone. This guy needs a hobby.
Past 2 months, I realized my place is still on the field and not in the stands. That time will come, but it's not now. I love my teammates. I love my support family. Without them, none of this is possible. I'm coming back for the 23rd season in Tampa.
Why did I think that means Tom Brady's not retiring?
Is he a Tampa fan?
Tom Brady's out of retirement.
Actually, it was carried in a Boston news source, so I think he is.
So it sounds like he's a Patriots guy.
Yeah, I think he's just. a Brady
It's not like
guy.
he was mocking.
No,
He just likes Tom.
he does. I'm so glad he's going back on the field. Now,
Hello.
I found this fascinating because I know you like the era of Van Halen with Van Hagar.
Yes, I'm a Van Hagar guy.
After David Lee Roth left, he says half jokingly, but do you know who Eddie invited to be lead singer of Van Halen?
After David Lee Roth?
And before Hagar.
Oh, boy, I know this, but I think was it the guy from Twisted Sister?
No, he revealed it this week. Daryl Hall from Hall & Oates was approached.
Yeah. I knew those guys really well. We actually shared some crew and things like that. And Eddie came to a show with Valerie. This just goes back. And David had just left the band. And Eddie said, "Do you want to join Van Halen, man?" And I was like, he was half joking, but I think he was serious. I really do believe he was serious. I took it seriously. I went, nah, I think not. I think I got my own going on.
He is a great singer. Daryl Hall is a great singer.
Such a totally different vibe than Van Halen.
But
I don't think it would've worked.
Hagar brought a different vibe too. You never know where the band could have gone.
But an edgier rock and roll vibe.
Yeah, but anyway, and also it gets him in the news.
Private eyes. We're watching you.
Oh,
No,
Oscar, I
thank you,
forgot.
no.
Mike hates Hall & Oates.
Yes.
I forgot that. That's a key.
I can't go for that.
No can
Whoa. Woo. I can't go for that.
That's the METHODOFLOVE, the method of modern love.
Oh, God. I used to play so much of that. You want to go to the Hall & Oates concert? No.
No. All right. Mike, good news for pilots. Now that the COVID seems to be coming down to a reasonable method, reasonable level, pilots are in good shape.
United Airlines announced last week that employees who were placed on unpaid leave for refusing to get vaccinated can return to work later this month. So don't worry, your pilot might be unvaccinated, but at least he's also out of practice.
So there's that. Mike, that's all I got.
All right.
Now leaving SoundCloud. Please come again.
We'll be back with another episode tomorrow. Why Rob Spiewak hates Tom Hanks.
It's the multifold.
I have to tell you, I've heard these arguments before, and there are some valid points to be made. So we will check in tomorrow with a brand new episode, everybody. Also, here's a sunny thought to think about for tomorrow's show. Is anybody really thinking about the prospect of nuclear war? We'll get to that tomorrow. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Want more?
Ciao, ciao.
Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Lift, embark.